And good evening, good evening, good evening. Please go ahead. We open the room a few minutes early. Go ahead in the chat box. Let me know, can you hear me and can you see me? Welcome to everyone. Quite a few people coming through. We had over 95 people registered for this evening. And I know often only 20% of people come. So thank you to those of you that are here. I see lots of people coming through in the waiting room as well. But please go ahead, just let me know you can hear me and you can see my slides as well. Hello, hello, hello. Have a look in the chat box. All right, we can hear you and see you clearly. Thank you, Tama. Nice to see you. Yeah. Hi, Bronwyn. Good evening. Yes, we can hear you. Fantastic. A few more people coming through, and the slides are all good. Fantastic. Please go ahead. If you're comfortable, put your camera on. I love having a look. I love feeding off your energy as well. Please go ahead and put your camera on if you're comfortable. It's all about speaking. It's all about confidence as well. So if you're comfortable, please go ahead and put your camera. And in the meantime, in the chat box, go ahead and let me know, where are you dialing in from? Give it a minute or two to get a few more people into the room. It's just hit 7 o'clock on the dot. Where are you dialing in from? So at the bottom of your Zoom, there'll be a little toolbar. Click on that, and in the chat box, where are you dialing in from? Hello, hello, hello. A few more people coming in. Wonderful. Please let me know, where are you dialing in from? Nice to see you. Thank you, Senego, for having your camera on. Lynette and Bronwyn and Tama. There we go. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. And Dion is from Durban North. Hi, Dion. Bronwyn also from Durban and feeling cooler. Wonderful. Cape Town was beautiful and hot today at 31 degrees. So welcome to everyone. I said over 95 people registered for this evening. So well done to you. Those of you that have shown up and are here as well. And I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes while a few people connect to audio and come into the room. Please go ahead in the chat box. Let me know, where are you dialing in from? All right. Thank you. Let me see. And perfect. The session will be recorded as well. And just remember to get a couple of your questions ready. So this is not a masterclass. This is, you can ask me anything around confidence, speaking, and how to focus on your needs when it comes around to speaking clearly, concisely, with impact. And most importantly, the session is about helping you get unstuck. So I hope you've prepped a couple of questions as well. While we're waiting for a few more people, go ahead in the chat box. Let me know where you're dialing in from. Wonderful. There they're coming through. Mpumalanga, from Bloemfontein, hi Lebo. From Joburg, hi Gigi. Little Falls, Roodepoort, west of Johannesburg. In fact, I used to live in Rampart Ridge, which was close to Little Falls. Yes, wonderful. Lovely to see you all. And I'm going to respect your time, and we are going to dive straight in. But this again is all about a free masterclass. And this is helping you answering questions that are holding you back. Good evening from Senego from Pretoria. Wonderful. A few more people coming in there. Bronwyn, can you see them coming in? There we go. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So our S.P.E.A.K is a masterclass, and it's really about standing in control of S for speaking. P, how do we go and position ourselves? E, expressing ourselves. A, articulating ourselves. And K, knowing our message. And I really want to welcome you this evening. This is the first of many S.P.E.A.K masterclasses. I currently host a Ask Masterclass once a month, really focusing on leadership, recruitment, and business. And this one specifically really was born over the last couple of weeks. And specifically because I ran an ad campaign. And what I picked up was over 250 people responded to me with quite a lot of their pain points when it came to speaking in public. And be that public speaking or effective communication, speaking in meetings, speaking in presentations, with over 250 responses, I want to share with you that I put all those words into a word cloud, and this is what it came up with. The ones that came up consistently with confidence, forgetting words, articulation, focusing on being nervous, being anxious. And then so many people go, well, I just overthink things and I'm struggling with interviews or interviewing, or I speak too fast, low self-esteem. I don't know how to explain myself. I'm losing the train of thought. Well, I have to share with you that as I was hearing everyone's needs, and again, over 250 people in the last week, this is what I heard. But I have to share with you that this is not a confidence problem. This is a skill problem. And skills can be taught. And that's when I was having these conversations with so many people going, this is what I'm stuck with. I thought, what a better place to host a masterclass where you can come in, ask questions, and we can learn with and through you as well. Because I can tell you, this is how I used to feel. That sometimes I would just feel like I have plums in my mouth and nothing comes out impressively. And I think I can talk and I can wing it. In fact, I used to call myself a professional winger, but I couldn't articulate myself, or I wasn't speaking clearly and concisely. And then other days being overly confident. I sometimes felt like a washing machine spin cycle. And I was just spitting words out left, right, and center. And nothing was making sense. And sometimes in sales, sometimes in business, this can also cause us to talk ourselves out of a deal. How many of you can relate? So one of the things when it comes to speaking, now as a trainer, I've been training for over 20 years, but when it comes to learning speaking skills, this is something that I've really embarked on this journey in the last 6 years, specifically focusing on public speaking and communication courses. Because when you learn the art of speaking with confidence, it helps you with your clarity. And most importantly, it helps you stop forgetting the words you want to say. So when you start learning how to speak, the skill of speaking, it starts improving so many things from your day-to-day conversations. I know meeting people pre my speaking courses versus post my speaking courses, they would sometimes say to me, there's something very different about you. You're speaking far more clearly and concisely. And it really helped me to channel what I needed to say. It improves sales because you're more confident in what you want to say, when you want to say it, and how you want to say it. It also gives you the confidence now that you have this newfound skill. So often people go to me, oh, Nikki, you've just got the gift of the gab. No, I don't. These are skills that I have learned. There, Jennifer's nodding her head going, yes. And I've often said to Jennifer, 6 years ago, I couldn't do what I do now. So yes, I could train on the washing machine spin cycle, but now I can do it with confidence. Speaking skills will improve your relationships with your colleagues, with your clients, with your partners and family. And if you're in entrepreneurship, it will give you the confidence to get out there and sell yourself, sell your business, and make the change in people's lives that they deserve. Speaking will also improve your business. They say learning the art of speaking clearly and concisely with confidence can increase your net worth by 50%. And I can 100% put my hand and say, I've seen the difference in my business since learning these skills. And leadership. How many in this room, just let me know in the chat box, are in a leadership position? Because the difference between a manager and a leader is, in fact, effective communication. I have a full leadership course and I do coaching in leadership. And every single module is all about effective communication in landing those points. And then learning these tools will help you with negotiations. And negotiations aren't always in business. How many of us have kids and we have to negotiate them going to bed on time? Or who's going to wash the dishes? Or who's paying for dinner? There's negotiation skills happening every day, as well as working with our clients and putting forward for that increase. Learning the art of clear communication can change your life. I love that. Few people, there we go, in leadership. Wonderful. It can change your life. So before I go into our Q&A and before I go into opening up for you to share with me some of your most valuable questions that you have around speaking, I want to introduce you to Sandra. Sandra actually attended my Speak with Impact for Effective Communication course. And we did, it's 11 sessions, 90 minutes a session. And I want to share with you the difference, the before and not the after. This is only 3 weeks later and the difference. So just give me a thumbs up that you can hear.
I've been in this industry for 15 years, East London, Knysna, Cape Town. I love challenges and I love to improve in my craft. My name is Sandra Robb. I'm with Pam Golding Properties and I've recently joined Speaking with Impact with Nikki Abraham, and I'd like to give her a big shout out for the course that she's running.
I mean, isn't that just incredible? After 3 weeks. So when I say that learning how to speak is not a confidence problem, it's a skill problem. And that was after 3 weeks on an effective communication course. In fact, 3 sessions of 90 minutes. That's it, 4.5 hours and see a transformation. Yet that particular course is 11 sessions. But let me share somebody else with you, or someone else with you, Anya. Now, I met Anya at a networking function, and it's an opportunity where you get to stand up and introduce yourself and share what it is that you do. She had just started her own company selling wellness products, and she stood up and introduced herself the first time at a networking function, and she trembled in fear. That particular day, I was the keynote speaker. And as soon as I finished speaking, she came to me and she's like, I want to do that, just that. The next day, we met for a cup of coffee. I had a conversation because I really wanted to find out what her needs were to see what outcomes she wanted. And she wanted to be able to do presentations in meetings, in boardrooms, and make a difference, selling what she does to help others. And I'd love to share with you, this is her attending the public speaking course from the beginning and over the course of 4 full days. And I want to show you from before that we actually met her at the networking function and then at the end at her graduation.
I'm very much an introvert, so it's a bit tricky talking in front of a whole bunch of people, but I'll do my best. So we started looking into natural products that promoted cell-to-cell communication. We've decided, like, people like, so that they are able to reach retirement and be healthy and live and not end up dying before they get there. So that's our retirement. So my name is Anya, and I would like to help people bring their bodies back into balance so that they can make it to retirement and get to grow old with their grandchildren.
Every garden I walk through, every rose I see, every sandcastle washed away by the tide, a constant reminder of you. Each day I walk past your empty room thinking, you should have been here with us.
I mean, is that not just incredible? And again, this is not about confidence. This is about a skill that you too can learn. So who am I? My name's Nikki Abraham. I'm a public speaker strategist, a TEDx Cape Town speaker coach, and a leadership extraordinaire. And I love sharing simplified tools that you can put in your toolbox that's going to help you speak clearly, concisely, with impact. So you can elevate yourself in business, in relationships, and in life. And most importantly, what I love for you is to fall in love with your voice. So one of my favorite quotes, the 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And I want to say to you, thank you this evening for making a choice to be here. Thank you to the 250 people that reached out to me in the last week to say, I need help. I need confidence. I want to make a change in my life. Thank you for taking a chance on me and reaching out. And please feel free to ask any question that you'd like to do around speaking. And let's work with each other, learn through each other, and make the change your business and your life desires. So I'm now going to take down my slides. I'm going to open up for Q&A. And 10 minutes before 10 to 8, I would love to share an opportunity I have that can help you with your speaking to learn it as a skill. But right now, I'm taking down the slides. We are opening up to Q&A. And I would love to ask you, if you have a question, please feel free. You're welcome to type it in the chat box, or have a little bit of fun and raise your digital hand. So you just go into the bottom banner where it says react, little heart, you click on that. It will give you the option to raise your hand. Go ahead, raise your hand, and that way we can answer your question. So, well, we meaning me. So please go ahead, let me know, what questions do you have? And I would love to answer your questions as best as I can. So who would like to be bold? Who would like to be brave? And who would like to ask a question? Anything speaking related? There we go. Fantastic. We have Nelly. Nelly, I'm going to ask you just to unmute. And there we go. So I am going to, perfect. Go ahead.
Hi, Nikki, and thank you so much for inviting me and for allowing me to be part of this. I'm super excited, and you are making such a great, great point for me. It's not about confidence, it's about the skill. I don't think I have the skill at all. Now, my question is, how do I make sure that I don't speak too many things? Sometimes, even if I'm overly prepared, like it's my presentation, I end up saying so many things, I even lose my point. And number two, sometimes when you are talking like this, I have to respond, but I miss or forget the things that I heard. And then as a result, I end up interrupting when someone is speaking because I miss some of the things that during the presentation. Please help me.
Help. I love that. Help. Perfect. I'm right here, Nelly. Thank you so much. And amazing questions. I really appreciate that. So you have 2 questions there. And my first answer would be, every time, looking at how do we not speak too much? How do we not say too much? How do we forget our train of thought? How do we not extend ourselves too much? The most important is when you have a presentation, when you have a meeting, my one biggest thing is less is more. And sometimes we feel like we need to overshare to land a point. Now, when you learn the skills, I always have 3 questions: a why, a what, and an outcome. So when you're doing a presentation, what is the outcome that you would like from the presentation? That's the first point. What's the outcome? And then Why are you sharing what you're sharing? And what are you saying to land the point? And often we feel the ability to overshare. Whereas if we really take our time to practice what we need to say, that it can land the point, less is more, makes it a lot more simplified. Otherwise, we feel like we're going on that washing machine spin cycle, and sometimes that gets confusing. So I'm going to finish my point like that. Now, I could rephrase what I was just going to say 2 or 3 different ways, but then I'm doing exactly what you've asked. So if that helps, just remember why you're saying what you're saying, what do you need to say, but most importantly, what outcome do you need? The second part of that question was sometimes you need to interrupt them because you're wanting to understand what they're saying, or do you need to listen to what they're saying? One of the things that I've learned in speaking is 80% of speaking is listening, or 80% of communication is listening. So every time somebody is speaking, think of 3 questions you can ask them. And what that does do is change your frame of mind from listening to respond, right? Because often we're listening to see what we need to say instead of listening to hear. And that, what I've learned about that is transformational. Because then you're actively listening to what they're saying. And it's going to come back to your presentation, and for all of us that are in meetings and presentations, it's all about preparation so that you can actually step in the moment being so prepared that your brain can relax to listen, to hear, to think of 3 questions. I hope that answered your question, Nelly. Let me know. Welcome to go ahead in the chat box. You'd already muted yourself. Let me know. Did that answer your question? And while we're waiting for that, who else has a question you'd like to go ahead and ask? Nelly, go ahead. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. That has answered my question. That's how I'm going to be minimal.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Something I often say is when somebody asks you a question, it's a great way to practice that any conversation you have, try and answer in less than 60 seconds.
Okay.
So when somebody asks you a question, you think, okay, why am I going to answer this? What am I going to say? What outcome do I want? And that's what helps us practice effective communication.
Great. Thank you very much, Nikki. Thanks.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Wonderful. Thank you. Tama, hello, hello. There we go. Please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, evening, everybody. So just to follow up on that question of answering in less than 60 seconds, I find that my answers are sometimes too short and too abrupt. Like I get straight to the point. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm being abrupt and being rude. Is that also a bad thing, or what? Is there something else that is required?
So that is also a great point. And sometimes that could be, well, what if you slow down how fast you speak? So is it a potential that you're speaking very direct and very to the point? So do you know there's smoke happening behind you? I just want you to make sure there's smoke coming from your kitchen behind you, I think. Is that okay? I'm just checking. You're muted again. I just see smoke there. I'm like, you do know there's smoke behind you. Oh, can you unmute again?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the
Okay.
diffuser. No, it's all good.
All right, perfect. So one of the things you could do, my question I would ask is, when you give a straight, direct answer, are there questions coming back from that? Are they asking you to go deeper, or are they clear with your answer? Go ahead and unmute. There we go.
Yeah, they're not saying anything. It's almost like, oh, okay. I feel like that's what the response is. It's almost like, okay, that you've said what you've said. Okay.
So my question is, from your answer, what outcome do you want? Do you just want to be heard, or do you want it to be debatable?
I think heard and debatable if there's more that I could have said.
Okay.
Because I feel like the
So
response is saying that I could have said more, but okay, because you've given a direct answer, let's just cut it here.
So something that you could go is, in my opinion, I think I would like to try it this way. So it's just to soften the approach a little. However, if you're very clear about what you want to say, maybe it's just to add a couple of words to it. In my opinion, I think it should be like this. In fact, from my experience, I like it like this, or I have done it this way before and it's worked, and this is why I have the answer. So it's maybe just to land your point with clarity of why you're saying what you're saying. And I think it's maybe sometimes, I would say if somebody's asking a question directly, just go, yes, that's very direct. But if you're going, yes, I agree with you, and this is why I'd like to keep it that way. For me, short, sweet, to the point is much better. And specifically in business, when there's a lot of things to discuss, when somebody starts talking a lot, it just takes out a lot of the time. So if you're clear and to the point, another question you could also do is, like I did with Nelly, does that answer your question? Would you like me to validate it with any facts, or are you comfortable with my answer?
Okay.
And maybe that's giving you an opportunity, because your audience, who you're speaking to in your meetings or whatever that may be, your audience might be going, okay, can we ask a question or not? So maybe that's where you can actually say, I'm happy to answer any questions if you need more clarity around that.
Okay.
And that could, at least then you could kind of build up, and not to soften, because that's who you are, but more just to build up if they then feel open to say, well, actually, yes, I need some more clarity around that.
Okay. 100%.
Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Great question. Thank you so much. All right. I would love some more questions. Go ahead and raise your digital hand. You're also welcome to type in the chat box. This is your opportunity to, I want to say, use, abuse, and play with me. Let's see how we can help you and help each other as well. And, the most interesting thing is, so often, and I want to share this, a lot of people, there's a misconception about speaking in public and public speaking. And while I'm waiting for a couple of questions to come through, what's been incredible over the last 250 people that I've reached out to in the last, it's a week or 10 days, how many people say they're stuck in presentations, or they're stuck in meetings, or they lack the confidence on stage. And when we think about speaking, learning the art to speak clearly and concisely helps you in business, but it helps you exactly with what you're saying there, Tama, to answer questions. It helps you with impromptu speaking. On my effective communication course, we really focus on personality profiling as well. And what kind of personalities do you need to answer different questions to, from your clients to your colleagues? But that is effective communication into day-to-day practices. When somebody says to me, I want to speak in public, or public speaking is getting on stage and doing a keynote presentation without notes. But I utilize the skills of public speaking in my day-to-day training. I utilize it in workshops. I utilize it for my keynote presentations as well. And that gives you the ability to utilize speaking without notes, which is such an amazing skill to have. Tama, go ahead.
You've just mentioned something now about personality. So, and this is a skill. So my question is it important to match your personality on how you deliver your presentations? So I'm not a funny person, but I feel like I want to be funny when giving presentations. Saying something like that, would that come across as authentic, or would it come across as I'm trying too hard? What would you recommend for that? Or does it, as you improve your skill, your natural self comes out?
I think as you improve your skill, your natural self comes out. And I think as long as you're comfortable with what you're sharing, something you shared this, I'm not a funny person, but I try to be funny. That was already quite funny. So I was like, yeah, actually, maybe it's a different sense of humor. And I think people love humor. Full stop. People love humor. But it does depend on your audience and it does depend on who you're speaking to and is it the right humor at the right time. I think most importantly, it's being authentically yourself. But soon as you get your audience, and this is audience whether you're on stage or an audience in a meeting or a presentation to laugh, they immediately buy in to what you say because you just make it a little bit lighter and easier. And that is what's important about that. So be yourself. I mean, I have to be on my photographer, for example. So she'll always go, I've only got 2 jokes. I'm not very funny. But yet, when I go for my professional photos, I'm laughing the entire time because she's not funny. So everything she says is not funny. It makes it funnier. And sometimes it's just about being yourself. But definitely reading your audience is key. And how you're communicating to that audience is key as well. And I do feel that the more comfortable you get, the easier the joke will land or the easier it will land. But you also start, I mean, I might make a joke here tonight, I might already have, and no one laughed. And it's like, okay, delete that one. Don't do that one again. And let me try something else a bit later. I think I'm hilarious. I laugh at all my own jokes. But if I am coaching or training and someone else doesn't laugh, I'm like, okay, note for self, that one didn't land. So maybe it's not that funny. And ultimately, you then just adjust for the next time. You know, the one thing I want to say to Tama as well, that every time you're leading a meeting, every time you're leading a presentation, or anytime you're leading a group of people, no one in the audience knows what you're going to say. Only we know our words. So if we mess up our words, no one knew. And as somebody that's a speaker coach for the last 6 years, specifically focusing on speaking, public speaking, effective communication, I cannot tell you how often I fumble my words. And then I always go, I should do a speaking course. Ha, 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 ha. And then I carry on. But I want to be human. Recently, I had an ad campaign out there and I made a mistake that I said one word twice in a row. And somebody said, don't you want to edit it? And I said, no, I want to be real because people really love real people. That's it. So hope that helps you. Fantastic. Keep your questions coming, Tama. I'm ready for you. Ready. Wonderful. Thank you. I've seen, is it Nana or Nana? Hi, Nikki. I am leading a life group for the first time tomorrow. I've never led a meeting before. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The one thing I'm going to say to you is every time somebody asks you, can you do something? Can you run a meeting? Can you host a meeting? Can you do a presentation? Can you get up onto stage? I want you to lift up your hand and say yes. And then learn how. Because the more you do it, the better it becomes. Remember, we never do something perfectly the first, second, third, 10th time. But the more we practice it, the better it is. Second thing as well is what I said there to Tama is just remember, nobody knows you've never done it before. What I would encourage you is something I'm going to share before you step up, and this is for everyone, before you step up for a meeting, for a presentation, is go to the bathroom. You never expected this. Close the cubicle door and step into a Wonder Woman pose. Put your feet solid on the ground, your hands on your hips, put your back straight, chest out, shoulders back, chin up, and just fake it until you become it. And just hold that pose and take a few deep breaths and just go, I am going to be amazing. I am going to be awesome. But as soon as you step up in front of people and go, oh, I'm so sorry, I've never done this before, I'm really nervous, you're going to lose the interest of your group. This is the first time I'm hosting a Speak Masterclass like this. I've hosted masterclasses, but this is the first time I'm doing this evening. However, I'm not overly confident, but I'm definitely not nervous because I know what I need to talk about. And exactly like you said there, Naina, hopefully I've got it correctly, Naina, that when you lead in this live group, you know what the outcome is. Again, why are you doing it? What do you want to say? What outcome do you want? Hope that helps you. But just remember that Wonder Woman pose. Secondly, while you're leading the meeting, keep your feet solid on the ground. Even if you're sitting, keep your feet solid on the ground. So your feet are like growing roots into the ground. Keep your back straight. So today I'm sitting, but if I turn my desk, you can see there's my chair. I'm sitting with my back straight. My feet are solid on the ground, like Wonder Woman pose right here. So it holds my confidence stance the entire time, but not rigid. Hope that helps. Perfect. Khada, hello. Go ahead and unmute yourself. My pleasure. Hello, hello. Yeah, hello.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
Well, and you. Nice to see you.
Great.
I'm spotlighting you. Did I spotlighted you? Oh, there we go.
Sitting here in the braai area,
Oh, lovely.
a braai with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nikki, yes. I actually just want to say in connection, sorry if I may, Tamo,
Yes.
that she spoke about a little joke that she can put in now and then or stuff. She must actually talk to our friend GPT and ask him or her for something tasteful, or some like a joke to add in on a speech like that, and also information on what the speech is about, because yes, I'm using GPT quite a lot now with yeah, very successful, but I'm not even on a paid, so yeah, you can do it without that. Yeah, but okay.
Thank you so much, Khada.
I was just thinking about it, but no, Nikki, I actually, I don't have a problem when I've got like 6, maybe 10 clients visiting a property with me and guiding them, and or even talking to them on the phone. Okay, because yeah, we also have to translate in our heads, between Afrikaans and English there. So I haven't got a big problem with them speaking English and stuff, but when I have to do a video, then I can actually learn that phrases and the entire text like out of my head, but I like getting very stiff, and I forget everything, and yeah, I sound like now. So yeah, that's quite a problem.
So I think the one thing I would say, a great solution to that, of when you're doing videos, but also when you are speaking to a group of people, often, I used to hear the phrase all the time, imagine everyone naked. Never do that. It's not the nicest thing to do. So firstly, when you're speaking, people have a lot of grace for different languages. I mean, South Africa, we've got 11 official languages. So I celebrate anyone that's speaking in English as a second language. And I think a lot of people will give you grace too. I mean, I have to be honest with you, if I had to speak Afrikaans, you sound 100 times better than I do in English. So just remember that. The most important is it's more about your presence than the content. People care that you're trying. But if you've taken a script and you've rehearsed the script and you've practiced the script, and now you're like, okay, now I'm going to go on camera and do this recording, a nice little idea, or even if you're doing a presentation online, is if you're holding up your phone and you're going to do a little video, take a photograph of your husband, your dog, your cat, a friend. There we go. And here's your camera, but you're looking at your family member. So often I put my son there.
Okay.
And then I just have a conversation with my son. And now it's no longer that I'm like, because often what happens, like this is just a conversation. We're sitting around the table, we're having a conversation. So those of you that have worked with me know this is the way I coach and train. And if we go for coffee, this is the way we chat. Bronwyn and I have been friends for 30 years. We've hung out, we've studied together. This is the way I am. So ultimately, what happens, sometimes we go to this camera and then we go, hi, my name is Nikki, and I am now going to teach you this. And what happens is that's often what happens in a presentation, in a meeting, getting up on stage. We suddenly take on this persona, and it's not us. So even when we are doing a recording or when you're speaking to your team, they just people like us. No one's more important. No one's better than you. Everyone feels exactly the same. And trust me, I see Thomas' face there. Trust me, I've worked with so many different executives, CEOs, directors of companies, and entrepreneurs, and they all feel exactly the same. So the fact that you're that 1% doing it is 100 times better than or 99% better than those that are too scared. So just do it. Like Nike, just do it. There we go. Thank you,
Thank
Hannah.
you.
Thank
Thank
you. Sinago, I am too shy at times to speak in front of many people. I will make a presentation of about 10 minutes. I talk fast, nervously, and end up talking for about 5 minutes. So the best part there, I can share with you a 10-minute presentation. Now, this is probably going to shock most people because a 10-minute presentation is 40 hours of practice. If I step up to do a keynote presentation, it's 40 hours of practice. Just putting my slides together for today, for this evening, even though this is not a training session, I have probably spent at least 5 hours on preparation. And this is an Ask Me session. I have no clue. I've not phoned anyone and go, can you ask me this? Can you ask me this? This is just spontaneous. This is impromptu 101. But just my preparation for today was about 5 hours. And this is not a keynote presentation. So often when we think about that, firstly, it's all about preparation. And these are the skills you will learn when you work with me. I cannot give all this information away so quickly because it takes time and it takes time to put it into practice. But I share such incredible tools that you learn how to slow down. See what I just did there? Take a breath. Because you know what? When you stop breathing, you fall over. And sometimes we're so confident with our content, but the audience is still hearing you land the content. And they're still processing the content. The second thing when it comes to nervousness, when you said I get shy or nervous, I would love to give every single one of you a note about nervous. Nervous and excitement is exactly the same feeling. Nervous is channeling your energy in a negative. Excitement, the same feeling, is channeling your energy in a positive. So anybody that works with me knows they're not allowed to go, I'm nervous. They go, guess what? I'm really excited. I'm going to do a presentation tomorrow. Anytime I've stood in front of groups of up to 5,000 people internationally and nationally, or actually throughout Africa and in Canada, and somebody went, but aren't you nervous? And I go, I'm so excited. Wonder Woman pose. And make sure I fake it until I become it. But in fact, I don't even have to do that because I practice. I really hope that helps. But I channel my mind into a positive. What needs doing? How can I be excited? However, before I learned these skills 6 years ago, I signed up for my first speaking course. I actually said to the gentleman that I was going to learn from, I am a professional winger. I can wing anything. I was very proud of myself. And what I learned is winging is the worst thing you can do. When I've learned these skills, I no longer wing or wong or wang. I spend time I'm clear, I'm concise, and to the point. So as of today, Sinego, you're excited. Just breathe. It really helps with life. I hope it helps you there as well. All right, Tama, that's me. Also forget some of the information. Help, Nikki. So I see Lindiwe's raised her hand. I'll be with you right now. When it comes to the information, that's where it comes to preparation. But again, there's lovely little tools that can help you remember the information. So it's simplified tools that you get for your toolbox to help you retain the information. The one thing I like to say as well is just remember, be you. Like, share the information that's natural to yourself. You shouldn't have to be studying everything word for word. You should be able to speak authentically yourself. I'm not somebody that uses very big words. Like, I'm very simple English. And quite a lot of the coaches I've worked with are exactly the same. Now, I've got a very, very, very close friend who uses incredible, beautiful, large English words. And every time she says it, I'm like, oh, that's a new one. Oh, hold on. Let me think about that. Quickly, let me Google. What does that mean? Ah, responsibility. It's just another word. Oh, that was nice. And while I'm Googling it or remembering the word so I can Google it later, I've lost a whole paragraph of what she's just said. So remember, if we're trying to be too intellectual, if we're trying to be too information dominated, we could be losing our audience. So focus on simplified information that lands your point. Hope that helps. All right, Lindiwe, I saw you had your hand raised. Welcome to everyone else that's here. But please go ahead. I'd love to share. I see Jennifer's here today. I'd love to share something that happened to Jennifer and I when we worked together. So I met Jennifer at a networking function as well. And she came up to me and she's like, I really, really, really need my confidence. And we had a conversation. And I said, Jennifer, what is it that you do? And she's like, I'm a purpose coach. I help people find their purpose because specifically, we reach retirement age or sometimes we go into a career that wasn't necessarily what we wanted to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, how many people come to me and ask me to coach them to find out what it is they should be doing? I don't do that. Once you know what you want to do, that's what I do. So she's my missing link in my puzzle. And Jennifer was like, come. So Jennifer joined my Speak with Impact for Effective Communication course. She gained so much confidence so quickly. And I still remember within a couple of weeks, she said to me, Nikki, I was invited to do a podcast in America. And I just said, no. I said, you what? She said, no, I can't. And I said, phone them and just say, sorry, I said no. I'm so busy, but I'm available in 8 weeks' time. So you would have completed the course. And I said, Jennifer, I will hold your hand and I will guide you and I will help you with your podcast of what you need to do. And you know what? She never phoned me for help or for guidance. In fact, she sent me a message afterwards, 8 weeks later, and she went, I finished my podcast and I nailed it. She was excited. She took what she'd learned and she put it into action. So well done, Jennifer. So for anybody that's sitting here going, I don't know how, I don't know if I can, this is exactly why I am here. It's not a confidence problem. It is a skill problem. And Jennifer, go ahead. And I just want to celebrate you, Jennifer. It's incredible. Go ahead.
So yes, I just want to, just add to that. I mean, the first time, yes, so I had sat with Nikki and I said, somewhere I lost my confidence and I'm really, really, really scared. I can't talk, I can't do. And she said, this is what we've got. And I did. I mean, the Speak with Impact course. I mean, I know that Lynette was with us on there. And I mean, if I have a look at how we started and how, I mean, it was hilarious. Not one of us wanted to speak. And every week we got better and better and better. And then I went to a business networking event, and they gave us a few minutes to talk. And I just said, you know what, I can run to the bathroom and not do my stance, but rather hide away, or I can tackle this. And you know what? I enjoyed it so much because I knew from the training that I'd done with Uniki, I knew exactly what I wanted, what the outcome is, and what I needed to tell the people. And from there, it is just scaled higher and higher and higher, so much so that I actually look forward to speak. Sometimes people have to say, shh, because I just love it, because of what he has shown us and taught us, and actually everything that we needed or that we need is within ourselves. Nikki just opens it. She knows exactly what tools to use, and she opens it. So if you're thinking of doing something, absolutely.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I have to share, I did not ask Jennifer to come here and share. She just, and that's what I love. Even Lynette said, Nikki, I'm going to come because we learn with and through each other. And that is my goal. Jennifer, thank you so much. But, I actually speak about you. I don't even think you realize how much, and your ears must burn a lot. Because you do, you just have started saying yes to things. I mean, recently she's like, oh, I was the keynote speaker for 10 minutes. So I'm like, fantastic. Now, again, it's saying yes to opportunities. And I would love to share with you, of what I shared about looking at the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. If you're right here going, well, if you want to stop overthinking this, and you want to stop forgetting the words, and you want to start speaking with confidence, going back to a lead magnet I ran with a little video, 30-second video of who wants to learn how to speak better, clearly, concisely, and not forget your words. 250 people reached out. And a lot of them I've already had conversations with. A lot of you are here this evening. Thank you. But out of this 250 people, 95 of them registered for this evening, and 20 of you are here. So well done. But it is not, that it's just people feeling like I'm frustrated. I've had people going, Nikki, I'm giving up on being promoted. I'm, given opportunities, and I don't feel I can lead a team because I can't communicate. And I've been given opportunities to grow a company, and I don't know how. And if you're going, it's not just about being frustrated by not having the skills. It's also holding you back. And I am so incredibly passionate about these skills because, transparently, I have learned these in the last 6 years. And in the last 6 years, it's not just one course. I've invested in 2 public speaking courses. I've become a Cape Town TEDx speaker coach. I've been working with coaches in America for the last 4 years, every single month. I am saying yes to every single opportunity to constantly learn and help myself and grow in what I'm doing. And I have now trained hundreds of people in their transformation, from either stepping as a keynote speaker, stepping out to be a keynote speaker, or just learning skills to help them with effective communication, and specifically in business or in sales. I have now worked with companies from Lunar cryptocurrency to web feed management to different corporate companies and to many, many different individuals. And my goal is to get out there and impact the world to help you not only learn the skill of speaking clearly and concisely, to fall in love with your voice, because every single one of us have a space in this world to make a difference. And I have been so blessed meeting incredible people. And if you weren't comfortable telling me what it is that you did that day, Jennifer and Lynette and Tama, we've had the conversation, and Bronwyn, we wouldn't have met each other. And this is what we need to be. So if you're ready to stop overthinking this, stop forgetting your words, start speaking with confidence, I'm going to say to you, please, please, please book a 15-minute call with me, and let's map out your next step. And there's a lot of people here. I've spoken about effective communication is all regarding leadership. So for those of you that are in leadership, I'd love to share something with you as well, because leadership is about taking you, transforming you from a manager to a leader. And that's all around effective communication. But even if you just want to go, what's next for me? And this is for me and everyone I have had a phone conversation with. I don't just do plug and play. I don't go, here's the course, take this course, you do this course. I love to have the conversation because I really want to find out what your need is and make sure you're on the right path for your need. So Bronwyn's going to drop the link in the chat box for me. There we go. She's gone ahead and dropped it. Some of you have already had a call with. I'm also very happy to have another call. I've opened up my entire calendar for tomorrow and Friday afternoon and Saturday morning. So let's have that chat. What is your next step? But I'd love to share with you just the different Speak with Impact courses, because this for me is so incredibly important. And I've had quite a lot of conversations with those 250 people that have reached out and said, well, the effective communication in sales, the outcome is you communicate clearly in conversations. You can build confidence in your client interactions and win clients and close with ease. There's a lot more information, but that's what you get comfortable with. You get comfortable with the 60-second pitch. You also get comfortable with a 2-minute talk, but you more get comfortable working in business. Now, helps you for networking, helps you for cold calling, and just clear, concise communication. Then we have Speak with Impact for public speaking, and that outcome is you learn how to speak without notes. This is for you if you're in corporate, if you host meetings, if you host presentations, or if you're getting up on stage to be a keynote speaker. Anytime you're speaking longer than 5 minutes, Speak with Impact for public speaking is for you. You learn how to structure a powerful message. And at the end of 5 full immersive days, you can deliver your own signature talk. So the public speaking course is a 5-day immersive program. I'm currently launching one at the end of the month, which will also be an online one only for 3 hours for those that can't do full days, but there'll be more information about that. Now, often I say to my clients, both of them are incredible and they complement each other beautifully as well. So depending on where you're at, depending on your investment, it's 2 different investments, but I also have an incredible combo deal for both. So my Speak with Impact for effective communication in sales is $5,997. Now I'm going to ask Bronwyn to drop the link. There is a payment plan option as well. And I have 2 dates coming up, launching on a Tuesday or a Thursday. And my full immersive public speaking course is 14,997 Rand, and these include that. But the most popular, for those that want to learn the skills of speaking, and if you decide that actually I want to do both, and maybe you want to start with one and then go to the next, there's a combo deal for both of them of 17,994, which means if you decide to do both, and I always say don't do them at the same time, so you can do it within the year, you will then save 3,000 Rand. Although currently I'm working with a group of people in my public speaking course, they're all CEOs, executive management as well. Actually, a lady fly in from Holland to do the course. And with that, they are all in business. Again, one of the ladies is actually doing both of them at the same time. It can be done, but you might decide to take up the combo offer and do this over the course of the year. Now, if you're still not sure which is the best one for you, again, there are payment plan options, because for me, it's all about the value and investment you put in yourself, but there are payment plan options. Again, go ahead, book a call, let's have a conversation and say, what is the best option for you? Where are you at and what's the best option for you? As I said, the full speaking course is a 5-day fully immersive program. However, I am launching one at the end of the month, which is going to be 3 hours per week, specifically because I'm working with quite a few international clients as well, and the time difference. So that way, my plan is to have it from 3 in the afternoon till 6 in the evening, South African time. And that will be 3 hours for 8 weeks, but you will get exactly the same as the immersive program, just a little bit more spread out. So if that's something that you're keen about, please, please, please click on the link. Bronwyn has dropped it in the chat box. Click on the link and go ahead. So the Speak for Impact for Sales, if you're ready to dive straight in, the link is there. If you want the combo deal, let's first have a conversation. For me, it's very important as well for the full public speaking course, for the investment, that it's the right course for you. I've had people say to me, I'm sure your public speaking course is very expensive. I can tell you the public speaking course has been valued at 100,000 Rand. I've just finished with this group and they've all just said to me, Nikki, you're way underpriced. However, I want to make a difference in your life. And I know the difference it's made in my life, my business, and you walk away with a signature talk that if you want to be a keynote speaker, it is a sellable talk as well. I have made my money back from my speaking courses by 250%. So again, any opportunity, I say yes. And then I jump straight in. So for those of you, I just want to check in if there's any questions about any of the previous sessions as well. This is ready. So this is something that I will be offering every single Tuesday for the next couple of weeks, specifically speaking to those that really want support in speaking and helping with articulation as well. But for me, it's just, if you're saying no to those meetings or you say no to those opportunities, it's not about not being capable to do it. It's just about getting the confidence to learn the skill. That is the most important. And I would love to open up for questions for anyone. And I'm not going to harp on this because I don't want to. This is really not about specifically doing a sales. It's really just saying to you, I want to work with you. I do know there's a few of you that are in leadership as well. So I'm just going to touch on those of you that want everything. So all my courses are specifically focused around communication. Communication, as I said, a manager from a manager to leader is all about effective communication. Again, I will share this with you on your one-to-one. Go ahead and book that call. But I do have a powerful leadership transformation. It's 12 modules to help you transform from a manager to a leader, so your team can improve productivity, it can increase profitability, and without you working harder, only smarter. So there I have two choices. I have an on-demand pre-recorded. Otherwise, I have my live launch from the 7th of April. Plus, you get lots of bonuses as well. Plus, on top of that, I also have a recruiting talent course, also on demand, which is all about communication and how we recruit or show up at interviews. So just one last one. For those that love everything, I have a business mastery bundle, and this is covering everything I do around communication. So I'm just touching on it, but I'm not leaving it. For powerful leadership transformation, Speak with Impact for public speaking, Speak with Impact for sales, recruiting talent, two coaching sessions with myself, 6 months go-getters, the 6 months mastermind, total value. This is everything all around effective communication. The total value is 51,990. However, I have a March Madness special, and I know there's a couple of you that are ready for this, that are ready to dive straight in for leadership. So I have a special. It is a limited offer for everything. Absolutely everything. And you can work with me over the course of the next 18 months on this. So in dollars, it's $1,997. In South African Rand, 34,997 Rand. In Zimbabwean dollars, I don't know. But you get to save 16,993. But that, if you want to book that call, please go ahead, book the call. and let's see what is the best option for you. I have availability tomorrow. I've cleared out my calendar, plus a little bit of time on Friday afternoon and Saturday morning. And now I'm going to open up. Are there any questions? Can you please send this offer? Perfect, Tama. Tama, are you asking for the all-inclusive offer? Is that the one you're looking at? I think that's the one we've spoken about as well. Let me know, because your boss is going to go, uh-huh. Fantastic, absolutely. Sorry, go if you want to unmute if you have any questions. The link.
No, you didn't. When we spoke, we didn't talk about this bundle. And in fact, I was looking at my notes again today. This one is not there, unless I missed it somewhere.
No, you didn't, because I got creative last night.
Oh, okay.
That's why. So this bundle is brand new.
Okay.
So brand new. So I'll email you this offer. So it is something that I decided that I just want to serve and make a difference. And actually, Tama, when I was building it, I was thinking of you. So I know we've had a conversation. I was like, there we go. But specifically, there's so many people out there that I would love, love, love to serve. So there's my elephant in the room. I always love going. And the elephant in the room is my goal is to make a difference in your lives. And if I can help you with one thing that's going to make a difference, to make your job more comfortable, to make your life easier to do, please, 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 let's reach out. Please take that link, click on the link, book your discovery call. Hi, Deanne, all the way from Los Angeles. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. But if there are any questions, please do let me know. And I really hope you got value from this evening. Learned one thing new, or repetition is always excellent for those that I've worked with before as well. But please go ahead, book your little slot tomorrow. Let's have a chat. Let me answer any questions I can. And I look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday. You're welcome to join again next week, Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Invite your friends, invite your colleagues, invite your bosses. Let's make a difference. One conversation at a time. Clarity at that. Thank you so much. Awesome. Looking forward to working with you too. Can't wait, Deanne. 1 minute at a time, and have a wonderful evening. And just remember, your voice impacts the world. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, Tama. Bye, Trish. Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you, Lynette. Thank you, Bronwyn. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Dishi. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.